President Trump's sudden tariff pause has left the markets in turmoil, and political leaders are now scrambling to regain control. Will this economic rollercoaster ever stop? In a dramatic turn of events, President Trump has hit pause on his controversial tariff plan, leaving everyone from world leaders to everyday Americans wondering what's next. And while some are calling this a much-needed breather, the markets are reacting with confusion, and political leaders are questioning the very core of his decisions. Uncertainty reigns, the calm before the storm. Steve Leisman, CNBC's senior economics reporter, was quick to point out that while this brief halt in tariffs might seem like good news, the bigger picture is still unclear. There's still a long road ahead, he warned. The market is not happy about these tariffs, and they haven't disappeared. We're still facing a 10% tax on imports that could derail the economy. The feeling? Unease is settling in, and we're still far from smooth sailing. Meanwhile, across the globe, reactions are mixed. Japan's stock market soared by 9%, a clear sign of relief after being spared from the brunt of Trump's tariffs. Europe followed suit, seeing an impressive 5.7% rise. But back in the US, it's a different story. The S&P 500 futures dropped nearly 2%, signaling that America is still grappling with the long-term effects of these policies. A deepening divide, political backlash. The political storm is brewing too, as some prominent conservative voices are beginning to speak out against Trump's trade policies. Amanda Carpenter, a writer and editor, voiced her concerns on social media, calling for Congress to take back control over tariffs. "This is a clear failure of leadership," she wrote. "Trump can't just revoke tariffs at will. Congress needs to step in." New York Times columnist David French echoed the same sentiment, criticizing the president for making hasty decisions that affect millions. In fact, even some Republicans are now raising alarms, with figures like Charles Cook from the National Review weighing in. This growing chorus is calling for Congress to reclaim its authority over trade issues, a power they argue the president has abused. Inside Washington, a struggle for control. We sat down with Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota, who's been vocal about her concerns with the Trump administration's handling of trade. "This is about more than just tariffs. It's about the power Congress was elected to hold," Klobuchar said, her frustration palpable. She pointed out that last week, the Senate passed legislation to terminate new tariffs on Canada, a move that saw bipartisan support. "We need to stop letting the president make these decisions unilaterally," she argued. "Congress needs to step up and take its power back." Klobuchar's passion for this issue stems from the real-world consequences she sees in her state. Small businesses, farmers, and everyday people are already feeling the sting of these tariffs. One small business owner she spoke with recently shared how they were struggling to stay afloat, with the cost of aluminum skyrocketing due to the tariffs. "They're caught between a rock and a hard place," Klobuchar said, explaining that many are now questioning whether they should buy in bulk before prices climb even higher or risk waiting it out with no clear timeline for when things might change. The ripple effect, how tariffs are hurting families. It's not just businesses feeling the pain, consumers are starting to see the effects too. With grocery prices up and inflation steadily rising, many Americans are now facing an unexpected Trump tariff tax on their everyday purchases. The reality is, families are feeling it in their wallets, Klobuchar noted. It's an extra $1,000 a year for many households. Meanwhile, the stock market's reaction has been mixed, with some celebrating a temporary pause and others fearing that the worst is yet to come. Klobuchar pointed out that while large corporations might be able to weather the storm, small businesses and farmers are being hit the hardest. "It's devastating for people who are already on tight margins," she said. A growing frustration: will Congress take action? As the drama unfolds, more conservative voices are echoing Klobuchar's concerns. From Joe Rogan to prominent figures within the Republican Party, there's a rising chorus calling for a re-evaluation of how tariffs and trade are handled. "It's time for Congress to take control," said one observer. But with Speaker Johnson and other Republican leaders seemingly hesitant to challenge Trump, the question remains: will they rise to the occasion or stay silent? Looking ahead, the economic road ahead. The reality is, we're entering a period of unprecedented uncertainty. As Klobuchar put it, this isn't just about tariffs, it's about restoring balance and trust in our economy. And the concern isn't just about how the tariffs will play out today, but what they could mean for the future. With global markets already rattled and the US economy at a crossroads, the pressure is on Congress to reclaim its power and restore some semblance of stability. For now, it's clear that the economic turmoil sparked by Trump's tariff policies is far from over. Whether this is a temporary pause or the beginning of a deeper shift in global trade remains to be seen. What's certain is that the consequences will be felt for years to come, and the American people, especially those already struggling to make ends meet, are the ones who will bear the brunt of it. Stay tuned as this story continues to develop.